Today is the 19th day of December, the month of December, year 2013. 6 days to go before Christmas. I cannot wait. In fact, I'm already dressed for it as early as now. You like my dress? It's sparkly. This is created by a Kababayan designer who has been invited to feature her collections at New York Fashion Week this coming February 2014. You'll meet her today on our program. But before that, also, Christmas came early on the show because in the last couple of days, we've been giving you different gifts. Yesterday, gift of family with Grace Grande, wish granted as well. And today, we're going to give you the gift of community from Filipino Workers Center, nonprofit organization. We're familiar with them. We've had them on the show a few days ago or a few weeks ago. But also, they are probably some of the merriest this Christmas because they got the gift of a new home, a new space, a new facility in historic Filipinotown, which features units for housing as well. Here's the story.
Southern California Toyota takes us around town in Los Angeles on Kababayan today. It was a project that took 10 years to build, and according to the people behind the Larry Itliong village in historic Filipinotown, this is, without a doubt, a dream come true.
We were just renting, and we saw that a lot of the land around the area was being bought up, and we were really afraid that we were going to be gentrified out of the neighborhood, and we saw individuals, members, community members being pushed out of the neighborhood as well. So we partnered together with Little Tokyo Service Center to then buy the land so that we could, really, we wanted to build an institution here in historic Filipinotown and have a space, a real community space for our organization and for the community.
The ribbon-cutting ceremony that took place last week signified the formal launch of the facility that consists of 44 affordable housing units that are divided between regular housing and special needs units. There are also 9 units for transitional housing for the youth and community spaces where services may be administered on site. The facility is more than just housing. According to Dean Matsubayashi, Executive Director of Little Tokyo Service Center, the 34-year-old social service organization partnered with the Filipino Workers Center on this project.
We're not just in the business of building affordable housing, but our work is about building community, right? And then I think to build effective communities, the people that need to be involved needs to be from the community as well. So whenever we develop projects outside our community or our home base, Little Tokyo, it's always in partnership with other long-standing community-based organizations that have very deep roots in the community and have a strong track record of serving those communities as well. So the Filipino Workers Center, is just at the top of the list in terms of being out there in the community, making sure the community the interests are being met, the needs are being addressed. So it was, for us, a no-brainer to work with AKI and PwC.
The symbolic partnership between PwC, a Filipino organization, and LTSC, a Japanese organization, is not lost on Philippine Consul General Helen Barber de la Vega, who graced the momentous launch and talked about communities coming together.
I thought that this is a milestone because while you see 2 communities partnering together and coming from the Asian American community, for a long time we were, as a community, Asian American as a whole, we've seen like we're quite detached from what's happening, especially on certain issues that are close to Los Angelinos. And so, of course, with this kind of partnership, we demonstrate that we do care also for the other communities, especially here in historic Filipinotown. By having the name of Larry Itliong Village, we are actually making our other communities here, not only the Filipino American community, but the other ethnic communities understand that there is one leader, a leader of the farm labor movement, who had, in a way, also had concerns which were 40 years ago, and the same concerns, and that is to bring dignity to the worker.
Also at the event was the family of farm workers movement leader Larry Itliong. His son, Johnny Itliong, became emotional when he talked about the dedication of the building.
Very, very emotional for me because this is my father, the man who stood and protected us and did everything he could to change change the world for his children, to live in a better life, to not be looked down upon as a monkey or a dog, which were words that were used back then, boy, and very degrading, and he didn't want that for us, and so it's very, very emotional for him, because he changed history.
PwC is likewise trying to change history, one worker's issue at a time. And according to Aki, who has been the organization's executive director for about 15 years now, aside from the completion and launch of the Itliong village, 2013 also marked a lot of achievements for the group.
We also were able to pass AB 241, which won overtime for domestic workers. Specifically, caregivers have been those who have been excluded from overtime protections. But we also won federal regulation changes that include caregivers under labor protection, where before they could have been paid 10 cents an hour and it would have been legal because there's no protections. But now, starting in January 2015, they will be protected by minimum wage laws and overtime laws as well.
Southern California Toyota takes us around town in Los Angeles on Kababayan Today.